Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 12th November 2020. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. So most of the articles are related to our prelims examination. So let us try to understand them and take input for our examination accordingly. Yes, important development on first page, Ladakh standoff, India China finalizing disengagement plan. So yes, this is a very good development since May 2020 we are seeing the confrontation of Indian army and the Chinese army along line of actual control in Ladakh region at various points, we can see that, and therefore after let's say meeting of foreign ministers of two countries, there is somehow a status quo being maintained at present and the deliberations are being done among the two army let's say armies on the ground. So this is a good development. We can say that India and China are working out the modalities to finalize a plan for phased disengagement de-escalation along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh, beginning with north bank of Pongyang So. Okay. The proposal from the Chinese side put forward at the 8th round of Corps Commander talks in November 6 includes pulling back their troops and equipments from Finger 4 to Finger 8 on the north bank. Okay, so this is good development. Yes, earlier the China was not accepting this, and the ingression that they had up to Finger 4, and Indian army was, or let's say Indian armed forces were not able to patrol up to Finger 8. Okay, so yes. At the same time, at present there is no change on the ground situation as of now. However, this is, we can say that, positive development. On the north bank, Chinese troops made ingress from Finger 8 to up to Finger 4, blocking Indian patrols. India holds still Finger 4 but claims up till let's say Finger 8 as per alignment of LAC. Okay, so ye Finger 1 to 8 along Pongyang So Lake. So that is important because more confrontation that has happened at that point, especially the blocking of Indian patrols by Chinese army beyond Finger 4. So if it agrees to go back to Finger 8, the troops of China, then it is good development, we can say that, for disengagement and de-escalation. Okay, we will have follow up on this in future. Next, Sputnik 5 vaccine 92% effective, Russia. So yesterday itself we talked about the Pfizer company in USA. It declared that yes, its efficacy of its RNA vaccine was 90%. Now the Russia and its foremost vaccine Sputnik 5 has proven 92% efficacy in the group of volunteers who are part of phase 3 trials of the vaccine, Russian Health Ministry said. So yes, this is also good development. We can say that the many vaccines are there in the stage 3 trials of their development, and we can see that the vaccine will be available in near future all over the world, and first, let's say, first phase of that vaccine or first model, further the next generation vaccines will be available later on, improving upon the first generation vaccines. Okay, so Hyderabad based Dr. Reddy's laboratory is partner of Russian organization Gamaleya Research Foundation that has developed Sputnik 5. So this is important for our prelims examination. This Dr. Reddy laboratory is also having phase 3 phase 2 and phase 3 trials in India. At the same time, it has agreed to produce, manufacture the vaccine shots in India of Sputnik 5. Next, Home Ministry amends FCRA rules. Yes, this is important again from governance perspective as well as prelims examination. Yes, Ministry of Home Affairs has relaxed norms for farmer, student, religious and other groups who are not directly aligned to any political party to receive foreign funds if the groups are not involved in active politics. Now, what do you understand by active politics? The act or the rule itself says that those organizations which are not having any kind of activities of political nature. Political nature मतलब क्या है कि रास्ता रोको और बंद्स और रेल रोको, jail bharo andolan, right? Such kind of things are done specially for political interests, we can say that, and therefore such are banned to receive any kind of foreign funding under FCRA. However, if they are not involved in active politics, such groups will receive foreign funding. As for FCRA, members of legislatures, political parties, government officials, judges, media persons are prohibited from receive. So what is FCRA? Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. Foreign funding of voluntary organization NGOs in India are regulated under FCRA Act and implemented by Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay. Now, under the act, organization requires to register themselves every 5 years. They get license that is to be renewed every 5 years. Who cannot accept foreign contribution? This is important for your prelims examination. Yes, election candidate, MP, as MLAs, political party and office bearer of political parties, organization of political nature. ये जो बात हो रही थी यहाँ पे, करस्पॉन्डेंट, कॉलमनिस्ट, कार्टूनिस्ट, एडिटर, ओनर, ये जो रजिस्टर्ड न्यूज़पेपर के होते हैं पब्लिशर्स, उनको जज, गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स, एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ कॉरपोरेशन एंड एनी बॉडी कंट्रोल एंड ओन बाय द गवर्नमेंट. Then association or company engaged in production and broadcast of audio visual news. ठीक है, तो वो जो print electronic media, print media as well as electronic media. Any other individuals and associations who have been specifically prohibited by the central government. So such kind of prohibitions are made under this act for receiving foreign contribution or foreign funding, we can say that. So such kind of practice prelims question we can expect in our examination. Which among the following are debarred from receiving foreign funding under FCRA? Yes, MP is debarred, political party, civil servant, student union involved in active politics, this is also debarred, judge, election candidate also. So answer is all of them. So you may get confused about this election candidate और the student union, ठीक है, इसमें कंफ्यूज हो सकता है, इसमें बाकी इसमें आप मार्क कर सकते हो. फाइन, ओके. नेक्स्ट इज GDP shrank 8.6% in Q2, pushing economy into recession. Yes, the monthly bulletin of RBI, it is saying this news. What it is saying that yes, India's economy rebounded sharply in a wake of reopening from lockdowns, slowing the pace of its contraction to 8.6% in second quarter. RBI's monthly bulletin is saying. Okay, so index now cast GDP growth at minus 8.6% in Q2, implying that India is likely to have entered a technical recession in the first half of the financial year. Basically, it is saying that. So what is technical recession? This is how we have to understand from prelims perspective. So before understanding technical recession, first understand recession. So what do you mean by recession? It is in simply, let's say in simple terms, we can say that it is the overall decline in economic activities, or let's say decline in overall economic growth. So yes, it is decline in economic activity, which is represented by, we can say, a decline in GDP growth rate. Okay, so yes, this is recession. So what do you understand by business cycle? Business cycle जो होता है, right? So first it goes on expansion, then we can say stagnation, recession, then depression, then we can have recovery, and then again expansion. Expansion, stagnation, recession, depression, expansion, stagnation, recession. This is the business cycle. Naturally in economy, open economy, we can say that, और जहाँ पे market dynamics होता है वहाँ पे ये हम business cycle देखते हैं. So in such economy we can let's say experience recession at present because of COVID-19 and the lockdown all over the world, including in India. There is decline in overall economic activities, and therefore the first quarter and second quarter, यानी कि April, May, June and July, August, September. So ये जो दो quarters है, right? So these two quarters have received the negative economic growth, GDP growth, and that's why this is called as technical recession. Refers to sequential decline in GDP for past two quarters. This is called as technical recession, and this represents economic contraction. Since the GDP measures the value of all goods and services produced in the country during specific time period, total expenditure in the economy, जो GDP होता है. So yes, we can say that it shows or it represents economic contraction. Yes, we are observing economic contraction in Indian economy, and this is in terms of figure. ठीक है, तो RBI ने बोला है, इसका मतलब yes, we can say that there is technical recession. We can say this is the theoretical term generally used. At the same time, the RBI is optimistic in the outlook at a time when global economic activity is besieged by the outbreak of second wave of COVID-19. Data for the month of October 2020 have brightened the near-term outlook for Indian economy and stirred up the consumer and business confidence. Right. So at the same time, there are some challenges. And what are these challenges or risks? Observing that unrelenting pressure of inflation was foremost risk. The RBI warned that to hit external demand from the second wave and financial stress household and companies could also undermine the recovery. So there are two aspects or two challenges for this recovery or risks. First is because of this second wave, there can be let's say decline in aggregate demand. At the same time, it can also the financially stressed households and companies can undermine the recovery in coming future. Okay. So yes, such kind of question we can expect in our examination. Which of the following refers to technical recession, the term that sometimes in news, that is seen in news. So yes, यहाँ पे आपको एग्जैक्ट नंबर पता होना चाहिए कि पास्ट टू क्वार्टर्स को ये डिक्लाइन इन जीडीपी है. सो यू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड 1, 3, 1 फाइनेंशियल ईयर. तो एग्जैक्टली क्या आंसर होगा इसका? डिक्लाइन इन जीडीपी फॉर पास्ट टू क्वार्टर्स. फाइन. ओके. Yes, so these were important articles for our prelims examination. Largely we can say that. For further information on editorial discussion or ED classes wherein in-depth analysis of all mains related articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.